past couple of weeks, I've been standing here expounding on the thoughtful theories that make up my normal, carefully curated content. But today, all of that is being flung out of the nearest window because I bought my content online. Okay, so that's not 100% true. I did do some online shopping, but those were things that I mainly wanted to get for myself, and only after the fact did I think that I had gotten a fair number of things, and they were all really nice, so I thought I would share them with you. Leave a comment, by the way, if you know the reference I was trying to make just now. He will never know who I am, but I know who he is, and that was not a creepy thing to say at all. So, anyway. I made 2 online orders, one to Abercrombie Fitch and another one to Hollister. Those belong to the same parent company, so I thought I would combine the 2 orders into one haul. If you've seen any of my videos before, or if you have not, I'm telling you now, my style is very girly and feminine, and in spring in particular, I'm all about those pastels. So while on both of those sites you can get things of a lot of different styles, everything I'm showing you today will be very girly and feminine and true to my spring style. Before we begin, consider subscribing if you enjoy fashion content that is focused around helping you get the most enjoyment and the most wear out of the clothes that you already have and anything you may choose to buy. I'm aiming to get monetized on YouTube, which means 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within the last year. When I reach this goal, I intend to do one of 2 things with the proceeds from that first month. If our country's medical situation is still ongoing, 100% of that money is going to Feeding America to be distributed to food pantries all over the country to help those whose livelihoods have been affected by the situation. If things have calmed down by then, 100% of the money will go to the Rainforest Coalition. The Rainforest Coalition is an international organization that helps slow the process of global warming by helping countries that have rainforests prevent deforestation. So if you want to watch fashion videos and donate to charity at the same time, click the button. Let's start with the things that I got from Abercrombie Fitch, which includes this blouse that I'm wearing right now. This is called the long sleeve satin top, according to the notes I'm reading on my laptop that's right there. And it also comes in cream, but of course I got it in this dusty pink color. It's 100% polyester, which manifests in this shiny satin fabric. It retailed for $59, but I got this on a site-wide sale, so I forget how much I actually paid for it. I think it was more around like $30 or $40. See, that's one of the things that I like about Abercrombie Fitch and also Hollister, is that in general, their prices are already pretty reasonable. I mean, $60 for this top is not like a crazy good steal, but it's okay. You could spend more and get something of very comparable quality elsewhere, but when it goes on sale and you get down to the 30s and the 40s, I would say this is a pretty good deal. So, first impressions on this top. I got it mainly because, firstly, I really like the color, but I also am a huge fan of this silhouette. I mean, look at this line of covered buttons running all the way down the front that is also echoed in both of the sleeves. And the great thing about this button placket is that you know how with a lot of tops, it's either going to fit you in the waist and gape a little in the bust, or it's going to fit you in the bust and be totally loose at the waist. Like, this is not happening. Firstly, because there is a piece of fabric behind the placket that is actually sewed shut. So there is never going to be any gaping. The buttons are not going to look strained at all. And also, there is this elastic panel on the back. This is very stretchy, so that even though the fabric itself doesn't have any stretch at all, the blouse still fits very closely to the body without being very uncomfortable when you bend down or sit down. I will say that I don't know if this is exactly like my ideal fabric for making a top like this. I mean, on one hand, I really like, again, the color and the sheen, and it looks really nice, but is it just me or does this look tight to you? I mean, I'm wearing this pleated midi skirt underneath, and it does have a waistband, but the waistband is pretty flat and pretty thin, and the fabric itself is really, really thin. Like, this is almost a satin fabric itself. By the way, this skirt is not from either Abercrombie or Hollister. It's from Kate Spade, and I already had it, and I put it on because I didn't get any bottoms to go with any of this stuff, so I had to use something that I already owned. I actually have like a satin slip skirt that's also pink that I put on this originally to film. But then when I looked at myself in the mirror, I thought I looked like some sort of, you know, wealthy suburban housewife or something like that. And that really wasn't the vibe I wanted, especially like with the hair and the makeup and all that. So I swapped it out for this pleated midi instead, which makes me look more like vintage Hollywood, which I guess is better. But anyway, yeah, this is very close fitting to the skin, and I think I got the right size though, because the top is fitted enough, in fact just a little bit loose. Like if I bend over right now, you'd basically be able to see down my top, but the body of the blouse is tight, so I think that if I try to go a size up to make this a little bit looser, then the bust would be too loose. I'm a 34C in my bra size and 28 inches, 27, 28 inches last I looked, I don't know, around my waist, and I got this in a size small, and this is how it fits. I'm going to leave my measurements at the corner of the screen for reference so that when I try on all the pieces, you get an idea of how they may fit you. I think the main thing that's holding me back from definitely keeping this is that when it came in the package, it was a bit wrinkly, which I know happens, of course, but then I took a handheld steamer and tried to get some of the wrinkles out, and that was a lot more difficult than I expected. Like, I had to go over every section several times with really hot steam, with the steamer right up against the garment, and even now, like, most of the wrinkles are out, but you see just a little bit still left in here, like it's not completely smooth. And I think that's important because, okay, so you get your clothes and you're really excited and you wear them for the first time and they're really nice. But then what happens? They get dirty and you have to wash them. And so you put your clothing back into your closet, and the next time you think, aha, I have that pretty blouse, you go in and look for it and it's all wrinkly. And you think, I should really steam this before I wear it, but I'm also 15 minutes late for work or whatever, so I can't do that now. And this happens again and again, and before you know it, you realize you've had this really beautiful blouse in your closet for like a year and you've only worn it once. So I think that how easy something is to maintain is something that's also worth paying attention to when buying it. And this, I would say, is not the best option, in my opinion, in that department. Another thing to note is that because the fabric is 100% polyester, it's 100% synthetic, which means that it's not the most breathable. It's not going to wick away any sweat. Like, even though it's thin, I would not wear this during the summer, because if you sweat into it, it's just going to stay on your skin and not get wicked away by the clothing. And because it's so tight to your body, you're just going to be pressing all that sweat, especially against your stomach area. And that's not something I'm looking forward to. So yeah, definitely a very seasonal spring blouse. Next up, also from Abercrombie Fitch, is this blouse. No. Details first and then my opinions. Facts before opinions. General good life rule. This is the tie sleeve blouse. I think they call it after this little tie on the sleeve. And I believe it does come in other prints and colors, but I'm not thinking exactly which ones right now. It's definitely like completely different prints. Like, you don't just get a polka dot shirt in a bunch of different colors. I think there's some stripes and things like that. Anyway, this is 100% viscose, and like the other blouse, was also retailing for $59, but I also got it with a site-wide discount, so it was much, much less than that. First impressions, honestly, when I got this, I did not think that I would like it as much as that pink blouse. Like, at the time, I thought that the cut was a little bit weird, and I still kind of do think that. Like, I was a little bit worried about this little flap right here, I guess, that looks like it wasn't quite cut right for the bust. And that is true, there is that flap, but somehow when it's on, I don't find it as offensive as when I imagined it in my head, I guess. I also thought that I wouldn't like this bottom section as much as the pink one, because this one has a bit more room, it flips a lot out, so I wouldn't really be able to tuck it into things as well. But as it turns out, I actually think that on the whole, I like this one better. It comes in this sort of sagey, dusty green polka dot fabric. And the fabric, like, this is just actually so much nicer. I kind of wish that they had made the pink blouse except in a pink fabric that was like this, because it's so much softer. It feels a lot more like cotton. It feels a lot more breathable, and it feels a lot more like something I would want to wear in summer and also spring because of that breathability. Now, in terms of the way it looks, I wasn't sure about the color at first, because when I saw it on the website, I thought it would be more of a soft pastel minty green, whereas in real life it's more of a sage green. But the more I look at it, the more I think, that is a nice color in and of itself as well. It does go well with pink, which, by the way, I'm wearing the pink midi skirt that I told you just now, the one that makes me look more like a wealthy suburban housewife. And I think with this blouse, like, it still kind of does look like that a little bit. But I feel like with the right accessories, like if I wore, a cool pair of shoes, it could look more like a girly but trendy kind of outfit. So yeah, I wasn't sure about the color at first, but I actually really like it. I like the fact that it's a nice polka dot print, and I guess polka dots are really in this season, but honestly, I don't care and probably never will care, so yeah. It has a lot of nice details, like the tie at the sleeve that it's named after, which, there you go, which is fully adjustable, so you can untie it and retie it at will. It's just tied in a simple knot, like not a really complicated bow, so it becomes undone in the wash. You can just put it back and it's fine. It also has the same kind of elastic panel in the back, and this time, because of the ruffle at the bottom, it's only a thin strip as opposed to the pink blouse, which had the panel going all the way down to the bottom. And I think because of this cut, it's actually more comfortable, because now it's hitting me just, like right at my waist, just like a little bit, and there isn't a lot of fabric pressing against the rest of my torso. Otherwise, you again have these beautiful buttons, which are again sewn shut underneath, so they're never gonna gape. And you have the same kind of, I wouldn't call these puff sleeves. Like, they're loose enough to be comfortable. I hate tight sleeves, but yeah, there isn't much of a puff, I guess. Yeah, not even that much at the shoulder either. I think I remember that after I made this order, I went on the site again, and I saw that they have a matching skirt, a matching midi skirt in the same pattern as this. So if you decide that you want to get this blouse, you can check out the skirt as well. I think that would make a really nice two-piece. In terms of maintenance, I prefer this to the pink blouse because the wrinkles came out a lot easier when I tried to steam it. I also think that with this kind of material, like, obviously I can't tell before I actually go wash it, but I feel like this material would stand heat and a lot of rough washing and tumbling in the washing machine a lot better than something that's more delicate like a satin fabric. So yeah, I'm a fan of the color, I'm a fan of the cut, I'm a fan of the details, and I also like how I feel like this is cut a little bit better at the bust. Like, I feel like if I bent down, you wouldn't be able to see down my shirt as much, and that's really nice. So yeah, on the whole, I really wish this were pink. This would be perfect if it were pink, but it's not, and I still like it. The last thing I got from Abercrombie Fitch is this shirt dress. I'm going to step back so hopefully you can see the full length of it. This dress is the button front shirt dress, and it also comes in other prints with the same silhouette. And it's 98% cotton and 2% elastane. It retailed for $69 and I got it, I don't know, I forget, but much less with a discount. The very first thing I have to say about this dress is I love the material. Like, I think cotton may be my favorite fabric because it's so durable, it washes really well, and it can feel so soft. You know how those shirts that people wear to offices a lot, that's like kind of shiny and kind of stretchy? Like, this is not that. And I am so glad. This is very thick and very soft, and I feel like, again, it's going to do so well after many washes. And for such a light color, it's completely opaque. I'm wearing nude underwear underneath this, but I've tried it on with like a black bra and nothing shows. So you can wear whatever you want underneath and it's fine. On me, it's hitting around mid-thigh. I'm 5'1" or 2, I forget, and I feel like this is probably my perfect length. It's a pretty simple shirt dress. It just has buttons all the way down. It has this nice tie at the waist. And by the way, like, have you ever noticed in stores people just tie these perfect bows, which you then take home and you undo because you have to put the dress on, and then you can't do the bow perfect again? That's always annoyed me. Anyway, it has a tie at the waist, and I would say you definitely need it because if you undo the tie, the shirt dress actually goes just straight up and down, and you lose your waist, basically. There is also this functioning pocket here at the front, but none at the sides, which is kind of a shame. I wish it did have pockets at the side because I feel like with a material this thick, you could get away with having those extra pockets and not like bulk yourself up with a lot of material. And yeah, on the whole, I really like it. I know that this isn't as girly or as feminine as the other things I've shown you, and the reason for that is when I saw this, I thought, okay, well, I could wear it in spring, but actually I like it more for the fall. During the fall, my style is still very girly, but the color palette changes a little, and it moves a little bit more towards like feminine preppy rather than fun and girly. And this is the sort of thing that I would like to wear under sweaters or sweatshirts and things like that. In terms of maintenance, this steamed out really easily. It just took one pass and all the wrinkles came out. I think that cotton in general is very good for that. Cotton is just so good for maintenance. Like, if I find something in cotton, that is perfect for me. Having said that, I do still think that this is definitely a spring dress and not a summer dress because the fabric is so thick that it's definitely going to retain heat. So if the sun is beating down outside and it's really, really hot, I don't think this is what I would reach for. In terms of sizing, I got this in a size small, and I think it fits perfectly. I like the length. Oh, I got it in a small petite because they do petite, regular, and tall. And this is the petite, and yeah, I think it just hits me exactly where I want it to hit me. I think the waistline is nice. Like, it does go straight up and down, but it's loose enough that it's comfortable, but tight enough that there isn't a whole lot of extra fabric around the waist, especially when I do the tie. So yeah, solid buy. If I keep this, you will see more of it in the fall. Okay, moving on to things from Hollister, and I am so excited because the next item is this romper, and I've never had a romper before, so this is my very first one, and I'm really excited. It has this, it's mainly white, but it has this blue floral ditzy print on it, and it also comes in just plain white. The body is 100% cotton, which I love, and it retailed for $39.95, which I think by itself is a good deal for this romper, but I got it on sale, I think for like $20, so super happy with that. First impressions, look at this. I really love how both A&F and Hollister are doing these styles where they have smocking in the back because it makes the thing fit you so well in the bust, but it's not uncomfortable at all. I mean, this thing is really tight-fitting, but I think it's really comfortable, and the fabric. Super excited that it's 100% cotton because, again, it's going to wash well. When I steamed it, the wrinkles came out right away, so that was great. And it's so soft. This actually, ooh, it has pockets. I didn't realize that. And what was I saying? Yeah, it's so soft. It actually feels a little bit like really soft chambray or, what's that fabric, Tencel? Even though it's 100% cotton, so yeah, super duper happy with the fabric. I think I'm definitely keeping this. It's so nice. It also has this tie at the waist, which is nice. Again, with the thing, this is an okay bow. I don't think this is a great bow. But when I wear it, I don't think I'm going to wear the tie at all because that kind of defeats the purpose of the elastic in the back. Like, if I sat down right now and ate a big meal, it would probably be pinching me in the stomach, and I hate that about clothes. Like, I refuse to wear anything that will pinch me in the waist when I sit down and eat something. No matter how it looks, it has to be comfortable or I will not wear it. Yeah, actually that may be a good rule of thumb to go by. Like, if you get something, sit down in it and think, could I eat a hamburger and fries? And if you can't, like, think twice about keeping it. And I think this gives me a nice flattering shape because it's nice and tight at the waist, even though it's still comfortable, and fitted through the bust, and flares out a little bit at the bottom, which creates a nice hourglass shape. I feel like this also makes me look like a little bustier, I guess, than normal, because I'm a 34C, and that's a perfectly respectable size. I mean, every size is a perfectly respectable size. I'm not exactly flat-chested, but shall we say, my boobs have never been the star of the show, but in this, behold, a curve. Yeah, like, I feel like it gives me a nice shape, and if I wanted a little bit more, I could wear a push-up bra. And can we just take a moment to talk about push-up bras? I mean, I've heard so much out there saying, oh, you know, push-ups, they're like fake or false advertising. And to that, I want to say, no, it's not false advertising, because I'm not trying to advertise anything. Like, when I wear a push-up bra and I go out onto the street, I'm not just saying, hello, random men on the street. Look at my boobs. Aren't they large? Don't you want to sleep with me? Like, that's totally not what I'm doing at all. When I wear a push-up bra, I think it's because some outfits just look nicer with a fuller bust. And also, this boob is actually slightly smaller than this one, and I feel like with a push-up bra, it's like easier to sort of maneuver yourself to make everything look a lot more even, so I like to do that sometimes. But yeah, definitely not out there saying, hey, look at my boobs. That's not the purpose at all. Also, my boyfriend watches this channel, so he's going to take everything I just said out of context and is going to take that opportunity to throw a hissy fit. If you see some really angry comments down at the bottom, yeah, that's why. But yeah, back to the romper. 100% recommend. Let's see what else. It is white, but it is actually quite opaque. Again, I'm wearing nude underwear, but I think when I first got it, I did try it on, and I had black panties on at the same time, and if I held the romper right up against my skin, you could kind of see the outline, but not really. So yeah, you can get away with wearing a lot more than just nude panties underneath this one. I'm really getting into this blue flowers on a white background sort of pattern this spring, and I really appreciate how it's a bright white as opposed to a cream, because I feel like blue flowers on a cream or off-white background date it a little bit more. It looks a bit more prairie, which is also a look, but I feel like bright white makes it look a lot more modern, and that's what I want. In terms of sizing, I bought this in a size small, and it seems to fit me perfectly, so yeah, true to size. On to something a little bit more casual from Hollister. This is the must-have baby tee, I think. My laptop just died, so all my notes are gone, but I do remember that this comes in navy and also yellow with the same kind of ditzy floral pattern. It's 95% cotton and 5% elastane. And this particular style retailed for $16.95. But again, site-wide discount, did not pay that much. I think I got this for $10. Like I said before, super into this blue flower on white background print this spring. That's mainly why I got this tee. But the second thing was the fit. So you know how, especially with longer tees that are fitted at the body, you get like this section down at the bottom near where the flyover jeans would be, where it's so tight that it kind of like squeezes you, and then you definitely see like your fly and your button and everything. Yeah, so I never knew that I was annoyed with that until I got this one tee from the brand Redone, which had a very similar fit as this. It hit me right around this area, and it went in at the waist but a little bit out so that it wasn't tight anywhere, but it also skimmed really nicely, and I really love that. Like, I feel like that t-shirt was the first time I thought, I have found a favorite silhouette. This is what I'm wearing for the rest of my life. So I've been looking out for things like that ever since, and I found this one, which was obviously much better priced. The fabric is a bit of a micro rib, so that adds to the stretchiness of it. And it has this lettuce leaf slight ruffle detail along the sleeves and all along the bottom. Look at these sleeves. I think that they're relatively long, especially for a piece of clothing that was made for women. I find that a lot of t-shirts made for women have these short little cap sleeves that under the arm here basically has no fabric, like it's just a triangle on your arm. And I cannot stand that. I really like for my arms, at least my upper arms, to be a little bit more covered. So I also like a little bit of a longer sleeve like this. I think is at least a good 2 inches. Love that. I mean, yeah, probably anyone. Okay, this is my arm. There's nothing wrong with my arm, but I just like a longer sleeve. So yeah. In terms of the material, it is majority cotton. Again, love that. And it's soft, like, it is not, I would say, the softest thing I've ever felt, but soft enough for a t-shirt. It feels nice against the skin. And I would say for a white shirt, it's, like, pretty opaque. Definitely still wear a nude bra with this, but you know how for some fabrics, even if you do wear a nude bra, you can still kind of see the outline? Like, I don't think this is going to happen to you with this shirt, mainly because the cut and the stretchiness of it makes it not super skin tight, and also because it is a fairly opaque fabric. In terms of sizing, I also got this in a size small, and I think this is the right size for me. I actually thought that it would be slightly, like ever so slightly tighter than this, especially here in the waist, but I think that if I size down, it would probably be too skin tight, and I probably wouldn't like that, and it would probably be tight in the sleeves, which I would absolutely hate. So yeah, I would say for a regular figure skimming fit, get your normal size, and if you want something tighter, size down, and if you want something looser, size up. Next up is a really similar top from Hollister. This is also in the must-have baby tee style, this time in this sort of warm, peachy mauve, pink? I don't know. I'll call it pink. That's why I chose it, because for me it's pink. It also comes in white, I think. Yeah, 2 styles in white with a slightly different embroidery pattern here. Oh, wait. What am I saying? You'll see one of the other ones in a moment. I also got one of the ones in white. Again, this one is 95% cotton, 5% elastane. And for some reason, this one in particular retailed for $19.95, which is more than what the other is retail for, and that's weird, but either way, I got it for $10. Notable things about it, firstly, all the things that I liked about that other tee I showed you, I also like about this one. The fabric is soft, it's stretchy, it's cotton, so it feels nice, and it's also going to wash well. In addition, I really like the color. It's such a nice, bright, warm, saturated pink. And it's a very solid fabric, so again, I think you could get away with not even wearing a nude bra with this one. I also like the little embroidery detail on the front, these daisies, and I feel like it adds just that little bit of girly touch to an otherwise plain shirt. Okay, so this is the exact same must-have baby tee like the last two, except this time in white with the floral embroidery of dandelions? Black-eyed Susans? Yellow flowers. It's embroidered with yellow flowers, with black centers, and green leaves. This one also has the exact same specs, 95% cotton, 5% elastane, retailed for $16.95, got it for $10. Don't want to spend too much time on this because I did cover everything quite thoroughly in the other 2 tops, but again, fit, sleeves, and fabric. Love it all. You're probably tired of must-have baby tees by now, so instead I'm going to show you the must-have baby tank. This is supposed to be, I think, the tank version of that, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this tank is supposed to be the tank version of this shirt because it's the exact same material with the blue flowers against the micro-ribbed white background. And again, 95% cotton, 5% elastane, and it retails for $19.95. got it for $10. It has very similar details as the shirt. It has the ruffle details around the top and also the bottom. And again, same nice soft fabric. This one definitely fits a little bit tighter than the tee. Actually, when I got those tees, I kind of thought that they would fit more like this, like a bit more skin, I don't want to say skin tight, but like skin fitted, I guess, rather than just body skimming. But now that I've tried both, I'm actually quite glad that the tee didn't turn out to be this way, because I feel like with something this tight, it kind of shows more bumps in this area, and I feel like that's probably not the look that I prefer the most on a day-to-day basis. I mean, there's definitely a time and place for a tiny cropped tank, but I'm just glad that the tees fit a little bit looser so that I'm more comfortable with them on a day-to-day basis. I did also get this tank in a size small, so like I said, a little bit tighter than the tees. If you're between sizes, size up. Okay, so I just realized, do you remember I told you that my laptop died and so all my notes were gone? So I realized that since I was telling you about the composition and the price of these clothes, that since I kept all the tags on, I could totally just have looked at the tags and that would have been fine instead of me trying to memorize. But I didn't, so yeah, there's that. I feel silly. So yeah, this last top is a pretty basic long sleeve tee. It's in this light blue color. It's made out of 60% cotton and 40% polyester, and it retailed for $16.95. Yeah. But again, with the deal I got it for $10. I feel like I'm a little bit disappointed in the fabric because I feel like this sort of thing is the perfect sort of clothing to make out of 100% cotton, and I'm not sure why they didn't do that. I feel like I would have liked it a bit more if it were, but you know. It's still nice and soft. It has this sort of wider, I guess, rib with these little eyelet-ish holes in it. I don't know how I feel about that because on one hand it gives the shirt a nice texture and a little bit of a more feminine touch as opposed to just a plain white, plain blue tee. But also it means you can see your skin or your bra through it like entirely. And so even if you're wearing a nude bra, if someone looks at you up close, I guess instead of looking like you're wearing a bra, you just look completely naked, which is also probably not good. This is also definitely fitting very close to the skin. As you can see here, it does not leave much room, especially in the sleeves. I feel like it fits closer to the arm and in the armpit area than I personally really like. So if you're looking for something more of a drapey, loose fit, then size up. But if you're okay with a tighter fit, or if you prefer that, then keep your normal size. This is, by the way, a size small, as you can probably see from the tag. Oh, this is here. Alright, that's been there the entire time. Okay. This is what it looks like without the tag. I don't think I'll be keeping it, so that's why I didn't take off the tag. Okay, so those were all the things I wanted to show you. I hope that you found something that you like and maybe want to buy, or just found that a nice little fun try-on haul. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I do seasonal capsule wardrobes, and I think it's perfectly reasonable to ask, okay, so you say you do capsule wardrobes, but you literally just bought like a fifth of your wardrobe's worth of new clothes. How does that work? And I think that's a valid question to ask. I don't think that going shopping or doing hauls like I did are necessarily incompatible with having a capsule wardrobe. As long as you have the understanding that you're not going to do them that often, you're only going to do them for things that you thought about and are pretty sure are going to be right for your wardrobe, and also if you're prepared to be breathtakingly picky about what you keep. In fact, in my next video, I'm going to show you my philosophy for deciding what I keep and don't keep. And in fact, I'm going to use this haul that I did today and walk you through the process of how I decide which of these pieces I'm going to keep and which I'm going to send back. So if you would like a couple of tips on how to decide that for yourself, or some questions that you can ask yourself during that process, stay tuned for the next video. Otherwise, that is a wrap. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Everything that I showed you that was new today, excluding of course all the bottoms that are mine, are going to be linked in the description box, and I will see you next time. Bye!